Hey, what's going on everyone? It's Milan at InfinniteLife, and today we are going to be taking a look at the Sony ZV-e10 and why I love this camera and why you should too if you are looking for a lightweight, powerful camera. Now, the ZV-e10 was originally released back in 2021, and Sony's main marketing strategy for this camera was towards vloggers and content creators, and it was a great approach to get people into the Sony ecosystem at a very competitive price. But truthfully, the ZV-e10 is much more than a vlogging camera, and labeling it as so just doesn't do it justice. So, why did I get the Sony ZV-e10 when my main camera is the Sony a7 IV? Here are 10 reasons why. At number 1, we have the form factor and the size. Now, I've been a part of the a7 lineup since the a7 II, and I upgraded to the a7 III, which I absolutely loved. And now, my main camera is the a7 IV. And with each iteration of the a7 lineup, the camera has gotten more powerful, but as a trade-off, the camera body has gotten bigger. Now, gone are the days where the mirrorless full-frame cameras were smaller than their DSLR counterparts, so carrying around the a7 IV all the time became impractical. So I wanted a smaller, lightweight camera for more casual use and reserved the a7 IV for larger, more professional situations. And that's where the ZV-e10 comes in. The body only weighs 343 grams, whereas the a7 IV weighs in at 659 grams. And when you start to compare the FE lenses to the APS-C lenses are also considerably larger with the full frame cameras. Number 2, the price point. To get a high quality, fully functional, all-around camera body for $699 is quite a steal. Now the ZV-e10 sports a 24 megapixel sensor and shoots up to 11 frames per second. It can record in 4K 30 and HD at 120 frames per second. Now this is very similar to the a6400 and the a6600, which comes at $200 to $300 more expensive than the ZV-e10. And so in turn, you can use that money that you saved to upgrade yourself to a better lens if you don't want to use the kit lens. Number 3, 4K. As the ZV-e10 is marketed as a vlogging camera, you would expect the video quality to be its primary selling point, and luckily, this little camera delivers. Despite its small size and crop sensor, you still get a beautiful 4K video which is actually downsampled from its native 6K resolution. Now, just because it shoots 4K doesn't mean your videos are going to be professional. You still have to have a good quality lens, understand lighting, composition, movement, and storytelling to get the most out of your videos. But just from an image standpoint, the ZV-e10 delivers. Number 4, interchangeable lenses. Having interchangeable lenses allows a lot more versatility to your camera body. Switching from a wide angle to a portrait to a zoom lens adds more value and reusability to the ZV-e10. And the great thing is, the APS-C line of camera has a great lens ecosystem, and you will definitely find a lens that suits your need. Now additionally, I can also use my full frame lenses on my APS-C ZV-e10 in situations to give me even more range with my camera. Now the only downside is FE lenses tend to be a lot bigger than what APS-C lenses are, so you will definitely have a weight imbalance in the setup. Now this will most likely be in specific situations, but the majority of the time I will be using my APS-C lens with my ZV-e10. It's just good to know that you have the option if and when you need it. Number 5, photography. Now everyone talks about the ZV-e10 as a vlogging camera, but that doesn't mean it cannot take great photos. The ZV-e10 has a 24 megapixel sensor and can shoot 11 frames per second, which is quite impressive. Even the newest Sony a6700 has a 26 megapixel sensor and also shoots at 11 frames per second. And that camera is nearly twice the price of the ZV-e10. Now, albeit there's a lot of other features to justify the higher price point, but this little camera can capture beautiful images that can be printed in large scale with great quality. And if your main use is for social media, this camera is more than enough for great images. Now the only negative aspect of the ZV-e10 when it comes to photography is the lack of an electronic viewfinder. You will have to be dependent on the back of the screen, which sometimes is not bright enough in really sunny situations outdoors. Now, number 6, we have the fully articulating screen. Unfortunately, it has taken Sony way too long to embrace the fully articulating screen, but the ZV-E10 is the first APS-C camera to have the fully articulating screen, and that in itself is a godsend for photographers and videographers, especially when you're using it as a vlogging camera. You can turn the screen towards you, and when you click the record button, a red border will show up around the screen to notify you that a recording is currently in process. Now for photography, the articulating screen helps out with you lining up your shot at different angles. Most importantly, the articulating screen allows you to turn the screen inward for protection when you aren't using the camera. Number 7, the autofocus. Now this is an area where I think the ZV-E10 actually shines the brightest. The real-time eye focus and the autofocus tracking for the ZV-E10 is spot on, and it holds really well. Sony cameras in general tend to find autofocus really fast. There is very little breathing or hunting that goes on when using the autofocus feature. And the autofocus settings that are found in the ZV-E10 is the same level autofocus that you would find in a $2,000 to $3,000 Sony camera. A unique feature of the ZV-E10 and its focusing system is known as product showcase. And what this allows is for quick autofocus adjustment from an item that you are holding in front of the camera and then quickly back to eye autofocus. At number 8, we have webcam mode. Now many content creators use high-end professional cameras during their live streams, whether it be on YouTube, Twitch, Zoom, or other platforms. Now typically you would have to have a capture card that plugs in between your camera and the computer to use a camera as a webcam. But with the ZV-E10, using a singular USB-C cable, you can plug and play your ZV-E10 to your computer and it will appear as a video input device, giving you a sharper, more professional looking image during your meetings or live video sessions. Number 9, we have the built-in microphone. Now I'll be honest, I haven't really tested the built-in microphone very much. I usually have an external microphone plugged in if I did need to capture audio. And majority of the time, I'm using this camera as a lightweight, on-the-go, B-roll or photography camera where the audio just isn't important to me. But hearing the opinions of my friends and colleagues who also have the ZV-E10, the built-in microphone, along with this little windscreen, does a fairly good job of isolating your voice from an arm's length away and allowing you to keep the small form factor of the ZV-E10. Now, if you wanted more higher fidelity audio, the active hot shoot allows you to connect an external shotgun microphone like the Sony B10 or any other microphone of your choice. And at number 10, we have the stabilization. Now the ZV-E10 does not come with in-body image stabilization, but it does have built-in electronic stabilization, also known as active steady shot. Now what active steady shot does is that it simulates in-body image stabilization by cropping the video by about 10% and uses the internal gyroscopic data to keep the image stable. But Sony has taken this capability to the next level, because if you still feel like your video quality isn't as smooth as you would like it, you can use Sony's free stabilizing software called Catalyst Browse. This software uses more advanced stabilization algorithms to make your image quality even more steady. The software will take the gyroscopic data and apply counterforce algorithms that will further enhance the stability of your videos. The great thing about Catalyst Browse is that it is not limited to only the ZV-E10. Any footage that has gyroscopic data can be run through the software to increase the smoothness of your videos. Alright you guys, well there you have it. That is my top 10 reasons why the ZV-E10 is still a great camera. If you are a beginner or looking for a secondary lightweight camera, give the ZV-E10 an honest consideration, because it does provide so much great value at such a small form factor at a really good price for an interchangeable lens APS-C camera. Now if you have a ZV-E10, leave a comment in the section below and let me know what you think of it. Tell me what you like and tell me what you dislike about the camera. Now if you guys have enjoyed this video, hit that like, subscribe, and bell notification button. Thank you guys for watching. Follow me over on my other social media platforms like Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. And with that, we'll see you guys in the next video.